Welcome to Plenary Session 2, Big Data Integration. I'm Liz Ginexi from the Office of Behavioral and Social Sciences Research at the National Institutes of Health. I'm also a longtime member of SPR. As I recall, I presented at my very first Society for Prevention Research meeting in Montreal in 2000. Now, 19 years later, I'm delighted to serve as a co-chair of the Big Data Integration theme this year, along with my colleague, Mildred Maldonado-Molina, and our fellow committee members, Max Crowley, Laura Nuremberg, Rochelle Musi, Eve Rader, and Jinji Zhang. We've certainly come a long way since 2000. Our world of research is transitioning from a data-limited environment in which data are prospectively obtained in small samples to a data-rich environment where data are also collected dynamically from multiple sources and through an increasingly web-interconnected society with a more comprehensive health research infrastructure network. Data integration involves all of the efforts required to combine and curate large or complex data from multiple sources. To make the most of this data for scientific inquiry, we will need strong frameworks to guide the application and dissemination of the best methods to extract, link, share, and analyze complex big data. The NIH defines this burgeoning new endeavor of data science as the interdisciplinary field of inquiry in which quantitative and analytical approaches, processes, and systems are developed and used to extract knowledge and insights from increasingly large and/or complex sets of data. Together with my fellow planning committee members, I was very fortunate to recruit 3 outstanding speakers for this Big Data Integration plenary session today. Collectively, the speakers are going to share some unique and important perspectives related to the enormous challenges and opportunities that lie ahead for us as prevention scientists in the big data digital age. Our first speaker this morning is Dr. Atul Bhutta. Dr. Bhutta is the Priscilla Chan and Mark Zuckerberg Distinguished Professor and Inaugural Director of the Bakar Computational Health Sciences Institute at the University of California, San Francisco. Dr. Bhutta is also the Chief Data Scientist for the entire University of California Health System. He's been continually funded by the NIH for 20 years and has authored over 200 publications with research repeatedly featured in the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Wired magazine. Dr. Bhutta was elected into the National Academy of Medicine in 2015, and in 2013, he was recognized by the Obama administration as White House Champion of Change in Open Science for promoting science through publicly available data. Dr. Bhutta is principal investigator of 2 major programs. The first is the California Initiative to Advance Precision Medicine, which is implementing Governor Brown's vision to promote precision medicine in California. And the second one is IMPORT, the Clinical and Molecular Data Repository for the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. His talk today will showcase how technological advances may allow us to harness the power of data, especially electronic health record data, to meet the challenge of precision medicine and foster new insights about disease, health promotion, and prevention. Our next speaker will be my NIH colleague, Dr. Mike Hurta. Mike is the Associate Director of the National Library of Medicine and the Director of the Office of Strategic Initiatives, which includes a focus on the trans-NIH efforts in changing policies and practices to promote data science and open science. He chairs the NIH Biomedical Informatics Coordinating Committee and the NIH Clinical Common Data Elements Task Force. Both of those are advancing and harmonizing data science and open science efforts across the NIH. Before joining the NLM in 2011, Dr. Hurta spent 20 years at NIMH, where he led the development of the field of neuroinformatics, directed the National Database for Autism Research, and launched the Human Connectome Project. Today, He will tell you about efforts that are underway at the NIH to change policies and practices in order to raise the prominence of data in the biomedical research enterprise by increasing data sharing, supporting community-based standards efforts, and making data sets discoverable, citable, and linked to the scientific literature. Our final speaker in the panel today is Dr. Margaret Levenshtein. Dr. Levenshtein is the director of ICPSR, which is the Inter-University Consortium for Political and Social Research. She's also research professor at the Institute for Social Research and the School of Information, and an adjunct professor of business economics at the Ross School of Business at the University of Michigan. She is also co-executive director of the Michigan Research Data Center, co-chair of the executive committee of the FSRDC National Network, and associate chair of the American Economic Association's Committee on the Status of Women in the Economics Profession. Dr. Levenshtein is currently PI on many complex data linkage research projects, including a project that is enhancing the health and retirement study with linkages to data on employers and coworkers, the Linkage Library, which is a repository of linked data and data linkage algorithms, the Research Passport, which is a project using open badges for credentialed and trusted researchers to access restricted data, and the Computational Approaches for the Construction of Novel Macroeconomic Data project, which is funded by NSF and involves conducting experiments to encourage citizen scientists to improve research metadata. Dr. Levenshtein is currently serving on 2 National Academies consensus panels. One is focusing on transparency and reproducibility of federal statistics, and the other is forecasting costs for preserving, archiving, and promoting access to biomedical data. In her talk today, Dr. Levenshtein will describe notable opportunities and obstacles in data science for current and future social science researchers during this evolving and exciting era of burgeoning data sharing. After the plenary talks today, I hope you will join us for a roundtable dialogue with the plenary speakers starting at 10:15. Then you'll have an opportunity to speak in more depth about all of these topics with them. We will hold that roundtable session around the corner in Regency B, so as you exit the hall, you'll just make a right and go around, and as I said, that roundtable will begin at 10:15. So at this time, I would like you to please put your hands together and welcome our first speaker, Dr. Bhutta.